Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Doug Formative. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 list of logo designs that I just don't like. That doesn't mean that they're bad. You know, they serve their purpose and most of these are instantly recognizable. Once you hear their names, I'm sure you could even picture them in your head without me showing the picture. But I'm going to show you the pictures of them anyway and explain what it is that I don't like about the logo. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Number 10, IBM, which everybody knows stands for Irritable Bowel Monkey. Insane Banana Maker. Actually, it stands for International Business Machines, and IBM started in 1911, and they used to make those time card machines where you stuck your paper in to clock into work. But then they started making computers. They made their first one in 1953. But we're talking about logos today. IBM has this bold, really thick lettering that looks like you're looking at it through blinds or something, and it hasn't changed at all. And I really feel like they could do some kind of a subtle tweak, you know, similar to like what AT&T did with their logo. You know, add some kind of swoops in with those lines or something. Just, you know, add another element to it just so it's not so plain looking. Number 9, Marlboro. Everybody instantly recognizes Marlboro because it's just the word Marlboro, and then above it they have that Philip Morris crest with like the two horses coming together at the top. I feel like they could have modernized their logo just using the letter M or something, you know, come up with a cool looking M that people would know, oh, that's the Marlboro M. You know, they could have done something like that, but no, they've chosen to stick to their roots, I guess. Number 8. Now, number 8 is actually a company that everybody knows, but they've changed their logo over the years, and I think maybe that has been their downfall. I think they could have stuck with their original design, and it would have been perfectly fine, and that is Pepsi. Now, Pepsi's original logo said Pepsi-Cola in a very like swoopy, retro-looking typeface, and it was kind of cool looking, you know, and then they had the very recognizable, the red and the blue stripes, like the swooping stripes above it. And it was just a cool looking logo. And I think maybe changing it has hurt them, possibly. Because if you notice, their biggest competitor, Coke, they haven't changed their logo. It's remained the same over the years. And the only change that they've really made to it is when they had Diet Coke. So then they had to come up with a new typeface for just the word Coke. But any can or bottle that you see that shows Coca-Cola, it's that same original logo design that they started out with. So I think it might do Pepsi good to go back to their original logo design where it says Pepsi-Cola. And I think it might work. It might even help boost some sales. Who knows? Number 7 is Visa. I think anybody recognizes this Visa logo, even if they're not reading it, but they recognize that blue and yellow stripe at the top and bottom. And then you see Visa with the V that has that little swoop off the front side of it or whatever. There's not a whole lot I can say about it. I mean, it does its job, but it hasn't changed. And I feel like that just needs to be updated to give it a more modernized look. And, you know, they can still hold on to that same color scheme so people still recognize it as what it is. But I feel like they can just do something, you know, just update it somehow. Number 6, HSBC. HSBC is, you know, a bank. And it originally started in Hong Kong in the late 1800s. But HSBC as we know it today was founded in London in 1991. And for those of you who don't know what HSBC stands for, no, I'm not going to come up with a funny acronym. It actually stands for Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation. And their logo is based on the house flag, which is based on the Swiss flag, so to speak. They came up with this hexagonal logo with an hourglass in the middle. I think if you look at it, maybe some of you would know it's the logo for HSBC, but a lot of other people, they may recognize the logo but not know what it's for. And I think the most important aspect of a logo is that when you see it, it automatically makes you think of the company that it represents. So I don't know if HSBC missed the mark or not. Number 5, Ford. everybody recognizes the Ford logo, but this is another one that just hasn't changed over the years. You have that blue oval with that script, that old-timey looking script with the word Ford. You know, cars are constantly evolving, but when you slap this really old-looking logo in the front of it, it kind of takes away from the modern design of a vehicle. You know, I think it would do Ford really well to change the logo a little bit. Just use the word, you know, don't necessarily have to come up with a logo, but use the word, but change it in some way that just modernizes it. I think that would be really cool. Number 4, MasterCard. Same thing with Visa. You instantly recognize MasterCard with the red and the yellow circle that kind of combine to make that orange shape in the middle, and then just MasterCard in a clean font in the middle of it. You recognize it as MasterCard, but, you know, what do those two circles even mean? I'm not even sure. And that's just another reason why I think MasterCard needs to be updated. You know, you could take those two circles and come up with another cool design using that. I don't know. Number 3, Hyundai. Now, I think Hyundai gets confused with Honda as far as the logo. They both use the letter H, but Hyundai's H is kind of like off-center, and the middle part of the H kind of comes up at an angle, and it almost looks like it swoops in. And what I've heard is that it's supposed to look or slightly resemble two guys shaking hands. Like one guy's shaking his hand this way, the other one's up here shaking the hand, and that's the middle part of the H, but I don't see it. It doesn't really make sense when you try to overlay two guys on top of the H design. I think they could redesign the H or just do something different altogether, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that logo. Number 2 is Target. What else can you really do with the Target? Well, Target has had the same logo, and, you know, you instantly recognize it. So they are doing their job. But what I would like to see is maybe if they took that Target and maybe tilted it and make it look more three-dimensional, still keeping that same Target as the logo, but just adjusting it in that way to just make it look a little bit more modern, a little bit more 3D, I guess. And number 1, Red Bull. Does Red Bull have a bad logo? No, not really. But could it use some work? I think it's a little too complex. You have these two bulls that look like they're butting heads with that circle behind them, which I don't know if that's supposed to represent the sun or what. But I think they could just come up with like a simple bull design inside of a circle to, you know, just make it look more clean and modern. And, you know, I think when companies come up with a new logo design, especially if it's something that's really cool and sleek, it can boost sales, you know, if you have the right marketing behind that. So that's my list. And what I want to try to do is take these 10 companies' logos and come up with one video per logo, and I'll walk you through the process of me redesigning these logos, so you can see if you like it compared to the original or not. But that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed my list. If you can think of any other logos that you don't like or you think are bad that you'd want to see me redesign, please let me know in the comments. Other than that, I'll see you in my next video. You guys take care. If you're enjoying my videos, don't forget to subscribe right here. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook so you can share it with your friends. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.